All right. We're all good now.
Okay. I will have to duck out in like 1 minute, and then I'll be right back in.
All right.
The suspense is killing me.
The suspense is killing us.
I know. I'm sorry. For the people who are watching, I'm about to go to a drive-in movie, but like I'm in line. I just need to scan my ticket, so I'll be right back.
Cool. Well, welcome everybody
She
else.
just doesn't come back the entire time. It's us talking. That'll be awesome. Like, hey, go in line with Brittany. She makes a 10-second appearance at the beginning. We just get everybody in to talk to her, and then we're just like, yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, what's up?
So we got some people that joined, and things.
We do have some people here already, which is awesome. We like
Nick,
to
this should not be
here.
raising the bar. This should be lowering the bars. So like, what I'm doing is I'm taking the bar and I'm like, hey, check on down here. We're gonna hang out. Yes, it's lowering the bar. Actually, here's the thing. We're gonna teach people that it's not that hard to do stuff that we're doing. So we're literally lowering the bar, and you're gonna learn stuff.
We're going to learn stuff here, kind of.
It's not what's going to happen. We're not going to learn anything.
Once again, like I said, we'd like to welcome you guys here to Shop Talk.
Well, hello.
Hello, how are you doing today, Brittany?
I'm doing good.
That is awesome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking some time on your Memorial Day before you go to the movie theater.
I've got time. It's
the drive-in, right? You're going to the drive-in?
Yeah.
Tell us about what's going on
to the drive-in. My husband is gracious in driving for me.
That's awesome. I haven't been to the drive-in in so long.
Same. We used to go when we lived in Maryland. They had like one of the best drive-ins in the country, and it was so awesome, and we loved it. But it's been a while since we've lived there, so this is nice.
Nice.
Once again, know you used to live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived there. That was where I started my cosplaying. But I think the community here is like so much better, to be honest. And there's so many more conventions to go to. It really is.
There's more space in the Midwest, and there's so many more convention centers. I like.
Yeah, we only had like 3 cons over there. So, and we didn't, unless you wanted to drive like 10 hours.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Ooh. Well, yeah, because like you're coming back to the more Midwest to like get to all the same conventions,
Oh, okay. I would think that like Maryland, DC, and Virginia and that area would, and the Carolinas would have more conventions.
That's a little bit too south for what we were doing at the time. We were doing like Baltimore Comic-Con and KatsuCon and Otakon. Those were the like main ones of the year. Okay. And then anything else was bonus, but that was pretty much all we did.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that makes kind of sense, because we're going to go ahead and introduce you and officially now let you introduce yourself and, tell us, about who you are, what you do, where you're at. And, I heard you're a kick-ass painter, so I'm like wanting to hear a little bit more about that. So, go ahead and give us the rundown.
Okay, I am Brittany Ginoza of Ginoza Costuming, and I live in Ohio, in Columbus, and I make cool things like armor, and I do sewing things and painting things and this, that, and the other. I like to compete a lot. That's the thing that I like to do. I'll go throughout the country and do big competitions because it's what I like doing, because competing is really fun. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I like making cool stuff.
She does like making cool. She makes cool stuff.
I like making cool stuff.
If you haven't seen her stuff yet, just go to her page and Google
Google
over everything.
Doing a big Google before when this is all said and done. So in Maryland, we all know James. James, do we need to introduce you?
Nope.
I think everyone knows.
Yeah, we're just done the guy that's lowering that.
Not his shirt. They can look it up.
I have no idea what's going on. I didn't wear the shirt on purpose.
All over the screen.
No, it's just the shirt you wear like all the time.
It's that's cool. I only have one. No, actually, I have a lot of these. Luckily.
Really, because this is my favorite shirt.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out the fact that like when you were rolling in there, Brittany, like you totally were bumping. Like.
Yeah, I know. I was like, and down. Okay,
I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's a little rocky over here.
We all could have just done that with There's an earthquake.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm James Wulfgar, Wulfgar Weapons and Props, and this is our channel, so you should know who I am, maybe.
Oh, I would hope so at this point.
I don't know. People don't know. They don't need to know. So
We
yeah,
also looks like also just in the just a quick big shout out. Looks like we have Jan Lobo from the UK is in the building. Like we're got somebody watching all the way in the UK. So big,
Oh,
big
nice.
shout out to you. That's
I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
what time is it there?
I'm gonna do you
Yeah.
one better. Hades Industries in Australia. He's on here right now.
Hades
Oh,
is
nice.
yeah. Britt Hades. He said, Britt, you do amazing work. That's what he said. So
Oh, yay.
there you
Yeah.
go. You're getting shout outs all the way from all across the country, all across the world. That's what's on.
I know
That's
it's because people know me. No, I'm kidding. No, but I actually do know a lot of people that I've just met through like international competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
Somehow, like I meet people and then somehow they know other people and then they know me. I don't fucking know, but
Exactly. No.
next thing you know, I know a bunch of people in Australia and I'm like, what's going on?
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
If I'm lucky.
you're a world traveler now, but you're in Maryland. How did you get
No,
into
she's in
cosplay?
Ohio.
No, I
man.
was
No,
in Maryland.
that's
I'm in
what I'm
Ohio
saying.
now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She was in Maryland. How do you get
Yeah.
into cosplay in Maryland like that? Out in the Midwest, there's nothing else to do, so I get it. Maryland, there's nothing else to do, right?
So okay, Maryland
Oh, yeah.
is where Baltimore and DC are. Like I know
Right.
if you're not
Yeah.
from the area, maybe you don't know like what all's over there, but Baltimore's there and DC's right there, and we were smack dab in between the middle of those two.
The
And
DMV.
I don't know. I heard about these Comic-Con things. I thought maybe it'd be interesting to check it out. And the very first one I ever went to, I didn't cosplay, but I made a costume. And I was like, I'm not gonna wear it. I'm not gonna wear it. Because my first convention, I think it's gonna be like really weird if I cosplay.
Totally weird.
You know, it's like the apprehension of the very first time. And then I get there and I notice like over 50% of the people are in costume. And I'm like, I should have done it. I should have done it.
Yeah, you should have.
And from there on, I just kind of got hooked on it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
so fun, dude. It's just I miss it already, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm enjoying building, but yeah, it's super fun to be in costume.
I got to put on a costume yesterday for
I saw that.
the online competition thing that I'm doing. And I probably won't place or anything, but it was almost like it was nice, but it was almost sad to get into costume, to like not have to like not be at a convention, to be hyped to wear it the rest of the day,
Right.
that whole thing. So it's just like kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, oh yay, I'm doing the thing that I love, but then you're like, oh, but I don't get to like show anyone or do this with my friends, or which is like
Yeah.
a huge part of it, So
That's the double-edged sword of virtual conventions. And I've actually found myself doing a couple of virtual conventions where I'm a little excited, right? Or actually more than a little excited. I'm like really
Yeah.
excited about them. I'll do the panel or something like this. And like beforehand, I'm like, yeah, I'm like going to a con. I have that going to a con feeling. And then it's just over so quickly. I mean, it's kind of nice because I didn't have to travel or do hotels and stuff like that. So that's kind of fun,
Yeah,
but I don't get to see anybody. Yeah. I want it to come back. I do want it to come back.
Same, and we don't know when the first thing that people will actually go to will be. It could be this year, it could be next year. Like, I don't want to speculate because it'll just make me depressed about it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Right.
going to depend.
you know.
I definitely can understand that because like I'm new to the, just so you guys know, I mean she doesn't know, I'm new to the builder maker cosplay community kind of deal thing, and it just intrigues me so much, and I was looking forward to this summer going to a bunch of conventions, and then for it to just I know I'm feeling pain. I could just imagine you guys because I mean this is what you do and you love. So
I smelled sunscreen in my house, and I was just like, "Oh man, I'm so excited for Colossal Con." That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We get what I always tell people when we go down this road of like, hey, this is depressing. Is imagine how fucking awesome it's going to be when we do get to go back. Right?
I really freaking hope that everything will be normal when we go back. Like,
well, no, I
that
want
would
it to be
just
normal.
be so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back when there's like a vaccine, right? I want to go back when things are safe.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be literally running around Dragon Con like high fiving, hugging people once everybody's got like immunity, if you will.
Yeah.
I want that, and I don't care if it takes 5 years. I don't care if it takes 20 years. I'm gonna go back, and that's gonna be a thing. I want to go down through that like parade, hitting everybody's hand, high five, and let's go.
Yeah,
But not until it's safe, really, right?
I know it.
But
I can't
anyway,
wait.
this is
I cannot
super
Yeah.
fucking uplifting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
guys, aren't you
No.
happy that we reminded you all this? Yeah.
I'm just like, it's okay. There's things to do. I can go to
Yeah.
a drive-in theater and not talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be worse. We could like not go outside and have to like have hazmat suits on completely.
Yeah, that
For
would
sure.
definitely freaking suck. That would suck.
Yeah.
Man.
But on a good note, though,
On a happier note.
I hear your excitement about just being part of the community so much. Are you consider yourself more of a builder, a cosplayer, maker? Which one do you think which box do you fit in best? You would say.
I'd probably say like a builder maker type. Like as much as I love wearing costumes, sometimes I don't love wearing costumes. I wish I could be like Kamui and just go to a convention, wear normal clothes, and then people walk up to me and be like, "Oh yeah, I love the costume that you make," and I'll be like, "Thanks, I didn't want to wear it today anyway." That would be ideal. But for now, I'll wear costumes. Like one of the best things for me at conventions is when I can like be a part of a group. It rarely happens for me because I do these like off the wall things that people are like not cosplaying, or they're like things that were popular like 10 years ago or whatever. So I don't usually get to do that, but it's nice when I can grab onto a group and I can be a part of like this bigger thing, and it makes it much more fun for me.
Oh yeah, groups are the best until they're too big and shit starts going wrong. Then
Yeah,
there's
but
some
like,
nightmares. But yeah,
you
they're
know,
really
like a
fun.
group that's like 5 to 10 people, or even like a 2-person group, 2 to 3 people. Like I don't care.
I think I like 3 to 5. I think is my prime number of.
Oh yeah.
Not
Oh
the-
yeah.
Yeah.
But like me and my friend Casey Renee Cosplay, we're gonna be doing like a duo thing. We really want to do a pizza. Yeah, pizza.
Ooh.
So we're gonna do a duo set of costumes that we want to do for like some international, what's it called? Masquerade. Yeah, a masquerade competition where we have to do like a skit, and it's based on craftsmanship and all that stuff. Because she used to be in theater, and I've always wanted to do a masquerade, especially like with a Sakizo. I don't know if you know the artist Sakizo, but it's basically like big crazy ball gowns with like tons of embroidery work and all that stuff. I know, me in a ball gown, right?
Well,
It's going to be amazing.
Sounds awesome, yeah.
I imagine you're going to paint it, and it's going to be.
No.
I know,
It's not
I'm
that
joking.
kind.
I'm joking.
But it's going to be really, really amazing, and it's going to be the both of us. So we're
Well,
going to do it to the nines.
Every dress that Casey's been coming out with lately has been like a fire, and you can
so,
sew
like,
really well too. So I'm sure it'll be amazing.
To give you an idea, like the one she won TwitchCon with, it's by that same artist. So
okay.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be awesome.
That's sweet.
Well,
So you're a woman of many talents, and I think that's the thing that still amazes me. And I think we were talking with someone last week or a couple weeks ago, like being able to build it and be able to paint. You have to know how to do a little bit of everything. Which one of your skill sets do you like the most? Like to do? Or you do eat pizza. I like.
No,
I mean, yeah.
I'm a foodie. That's my best skill set.
I like to do everything. I think that when I can do a costume that has like a bunch of different disciplines, that's when I'm happiest. Like I don't have to stick with one thing. Like one of the things that I was kind of afraid of when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life was I'm going to pick, drawing or video game design or painter or whatever. And I knew that if I did painting for 3 weeks, I would get bored of it.
Yeah.
So the best thing about
totally
costumes is that I can do painting today, building tomorrow, sanding, 3D modeling, like something different all the time. So that's what makes it great. But if I was doing one all the time, I would hate it.
I would hate it. That.
I agree completely. Like I would say my favorite thing to do is kit bashing, of course, but then yeah, like if I wasn't learning new skills all the time too, like you know how it is.
Yeah.
You get to
It
learn new
gets
stuff, and there's new
stagnant.
product that comes out, right? Like a brand new product will come out, and I get really excited because there's this new like filler or putty or something
Yep.
that I want to try. And half time it doesn't work out, but I still got excited about it. I get to try it out and get to go.
Yep.
So yeah, I really like that about this job.
I totally feel that.
That's super cool because yeah, I mean, I just now I'm like really like want to go look at more of your stuff even more because I mean we literally got to talk a couple minutes before you got on because obviously Memorial Day I didn't get to do as much research as normal. But he was like, wait till you just see it. Wait till you see your stuff.
No,
You're
you gotta see.
like you're going to flip out.
I feel like a lot of people think I spend most of my time just doing foam things or just painting, but they don't really realize that I do a bunch of sewing and a bunch of foam work, and I do thermoplastics, and I do electric work type things, and like all of this stuff that goes into the costumes. But then they look at the outside and they're like, Brittany paints, and I'm just like, yeah, I paint, but like I did a lot of stuff before that too.
Yeah, the paint's really what like pops it though, really. And the amazing thing about it, so I understand why they say that. I really do. And I get that you are putting everything into it and you build it and you made it look amazing. But that paint job she busts out on this stuff, like, it's fire. There's a lot of like real good paint jobs on that. And that's, I mean, you can see something that's well built and you can see something that's not very well built, and the paint will make all the difference. So yeah, it's amazing actually. But yes, I do understand that you do lots more, and I'm glad that you point that out. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, but you probably understand that as a builder as well. Like people might say one thing about you, and they're like, "This is what you do," and then it's just like, "But no, I also did like these 10 other things too." Thank you, please.
Yeah, and that's why I mean we try to steer away from calling ourselves like anyone like Smith, right? Like there's film Smiths and all everything else. We just say we're prop makers and prop builders because we use a lot of different things. So yeah, like you said before, you identify as a maker or a fabricator or whatever. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So let me ask you this question. You know, how do I phrase this the right way? Let's see. Was there some stuff that you wish you would have known before you got started into this it sounds like rabbit hole, because like now I'm in the rabbit hole. I literally went to one con and I'm in the rabbit hole now. Like, so if someone starts in the rabbit hole, what's something that you could tell somebody that's starting off like me or interested in two parts of it, like something that you would wish you would have known when you started?
What do I wish I would have known? James, you answer this one. I want to think about it.
All right. Things I wish I would have known. I'll say something different. Yeah, so I wish I would have known like that it wasn't end all be all to like have your costume like be as perfect as you wanted it to be, right? Like I put a lot of pressure on myself when I originally first started going, and I'm glad I did. You know, I looked good, but I was very upset like if something broke, and I learned it pretty quick that it didn't matter, right? Like I could roll around, and if my shin guard was broken on my costume, one, people didn't care or know, right? And then two, like you can just have fun with it. But when I originally started, I really cared that everything was in place, and I probably lost out on like meeting people and having fun when I was more worried about like repairing my like knee piece that had fallen off that didn't matter at all. And now I just take it and like either put it in my backpack or throw it away or do something else with it. Like I really do not care if something breaks now. And I mean, it will break every once in a while. It's nice to build durable, but every once in a while, if something comes off, I just roll with it now. And I didn't know that originally. I wish I had.
I don't know how things would be different. Like if I was telling my past self versus telling somebody else.
Yeah, or even your past self. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm telling my past self, I'd be like, I don't know. I feel like I did everything the way I wanted to. I always had fun with it. I always knew that like if I wanted to do better, I could just make things better and just always improve and stuff. Like I like to improve. I like to make things to the best of my ability. Like, I don't put a bunch of stress on myself like James did, like to make everything perfect, but I was just like, make it to the best of your ability. Like, if
Yeah.
like always learn new things and stuff like that, but don't limit yourself to think that you can't learn something new. Like, this over quarantine, I've learned how to do 3D modeling, like not like fully like amazing
Sure.
3D modeling, but like it was like this bubble that I could not penetrate because my brain does not work the way an engineer's brain works. I picked up 3D Fusion 360. So it's meant for engineers, and I could not figure it out. But I literally had to do online classes with my friends who were like, all right, we're going to crash course this. And it took like 3 classes before eventually it just clicked and I was able to do stuff. So
That's awesome.
I didn't think that I could like go any further than what I was doing, but it's possible if you just like don't put as much pressure on yourself to do it, I guess. I know that's like a really vague answer, but
no, that's actually a really good answer.
That's what you would tell your past self. Or
yeah, I'd be like, you can do it. You're the only one keeping you from doing more, like doing things that you want to do. You're the only one keeping you from doing that. So that's probably what I would say.
That's solid advice across the board. Doesn't matter if it's cosplay or what, or making it all.
Yeah, you want to freaking cosplay something that you've been wanting to cosplay, but you're like, no, I can't. This, that, or the other. Be like, you're the one keeping you from doing that. You should do it. For real.
Nice.
Yeah, go do it.
You sound like the cosplay Gary V over there. I love it.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We need more water.
So you know what? I'm gonna shoot this one to James because you change your answer every time I ask you. That's why I like asking you this all the time. What's your favorite build?
My favorite build? I don't know. The one that I'm building currently, actually.
And that's normally the answer too. You're like,
know,
well, what am I working on right now?
I'm not actually working on a costume right now for me. Although I do want to continue to remake Cable. So I think Cable is obviously my favorite build, and it's the one that I like really get stupid excited about, right? As far as costume wise. And recently I've been playing a board game with one of my friends called Pathfinder. Not the D&D game, but it's a collectible card, not a collectible card game. Anyway, it's a card game. It's based off the Pathfinder universe. It's called like Rise of the Rune Lords, and I went super nerd on that and made a bunch of like laser cut like jigs, I guess, for the playing board, so we can keep all our cards separate. So that's the build I'm working on now. So I'm not done with it either, and that has nothing to do with cosplay. So that's that. And then I actually just have been 3D modeling some things myself and printing some things. Getting definitely way more into that during shutdown. So I feel you on the Fusion. I use Tinkercad a lot. We use Fusion, but Tinkercad we make like really quick changes happen. Super easy with Tinkercad, and it doesn't take any skill at all to use hardly. So if you haven't looked at that, maybe look at that.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me about it, but since I've already started with Fusion, I'm kind of like, yeah. Now the next thing to do will be picking up a sculpting software. Like, I don't know which one I would get because they've all got advantages, but like I need to learn how to sculpt as well.
Do you have a VR headset?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what you can do is you can get a I forget what it's called. We have one in here in the lab here. We have 2, but they're the little standalone VR headsets are like $400 or something, and then for $50 more, you can get a like sculpting program. And I played around with that a little bit. I want to play around with it more, but that's amazing.
I've heard of it.
It's super nice, and so like really that's not that expensive for the ability to sculpt in VR. I know that it's kind of expensive, but it's
if I wanted to sculpt in VR specifically, but I'm like going more the free route if at all possible.
Yeah.
The free
I forget
99.
that's the thing. The free 99. I like that saying. I've never heard people say that.
Right. I'm just like Blender.
Oh, and if you are sculpting one of these things, it's like a mouse pad, but you can do the whole like push in and move it around really nicely. A lot of people use this for sculpting, and then they also use it for like when they're making like virtual like surroundings.
Environments.
Not that's environments. Yeah, they do that too. So anyway, it's I can send you the link on this one. It's like a 3D Connect.
Okay.
Anyway, it's nice. Again, and not free. I guess it's not free 99.
Not free 99.
Right. Well, I have friends that have been recommending just getting like a drawing tablet and using that. I really have not delved into the 3D modeling like in sculpting form yet, so I don't know. We'll see. I am gonna have to do it though for sure for my next build, which I'm gonna be starting like next week.
Cool.
Yeah,
do you mind? Can we know what it is, or you don't want to tell us?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm making I've probably showed you, to be honest. It's
maybe
the Yoshimitsu design from.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's a fan design, but it's like the most amazing version Yoshimitsu I've ever seen.
Shut up.
He does. He has some pretty amazing costumes.
This one's amazing. Like amazing. Yeah. I can't hype it enough because it is beautiful. The design was on ArtStation. I don't know if you're familiar with ArtStation, but it was on there, and I messaged the guy, and I was like, "Can I please have more references, please, please?" And he ended up giving me some, so I was just like, "Yes."
That's awesome. I can't wait for that. That'll be amazing.
Man, it's gonna be for my husband actually, because I'm not tall enough to like quite pull it off. So I was like, if you can wear this one, it'd be better.
I don't believe you at all for that one. You just told me how you don't want to be in costumes, you want to be in plain clothes. So now you finally figured it out.
As long as the person I'm making the costume for isn't a whiny person.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm calling my husband out a little bit.
They need to be a good model, right?
Yeah. And he's a good husband for letting you make him a Yoshimitsu.
Poor guy.
Right?
Man.
Yeah, poor guy. Grace just letting it happen, you know? Man, like he doesn't even want it.
Man, the things that husbands do for wives.
Yeah, things that men do for women.
Right?
Man.
Oh, he's gonna look freaking amazing. Like I get to do a bunch of leather work for it, and
nice
thermoplastic work and foam stuff and 3D modeling. It's gonna be pretty stunning if I can pull it off. I have to sculpt the helmet by hand though, which I'm like not excited about because I really have no idea how to do it, and it's very intimidating. But
you get it. You just covered it. You're the only one that's holding you back.
Exactly. Right. I'm gonna have to figure out how to slush cast, and I have no idea how to do it. So it's gonna be a thing that I'm gonna attempt.
There's this crazy thing called YouTube out there, and it lets you do things.
There is, but there's certain things that I absolutely have to learn from a person. 3D modeling was absolutely unsurmountable. Like I could not connect the dots for 3D modeling. But as soon as I had a friend answer the question, how do I move the screen? As soon as I had people to like answer those really simple questions, it was much easier. Like I could actually do it.
I totally agree with you. I do a lot of video work, and filming seems like it's just filming until you know somebody that actually knows what they're doing. And you're, and then you're like, well, how did you do that? And they're like, oh, all you do is hit this button and this button.
Like, well, it would have taken me 3 hours of research to figure that out.
It would have took me, a week or two or to figure that stuff out to go look up yourself. So I can agree with you on that. Sometimes it's just good to have somebody that you can watch do it or show you how to do it and kind of.
Exactly.
Because you can once again go down the rabbit hole of YouTube, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, let's go look for this, and now you're learning something else just because you went down the rabbit hole. But
so for me, I've got this ball of knowledge, and there's little holes in it, like lighting and 3D modeling and like these other little like prosthetics, like little holes of things that there's just not enough information on YouTube about. So I have no knowledge on a lot of things, but I've got all this knowledge about all these other things because I've tapped out pretty much what I can learn on YouTube. I feel.
That's awesome. No, that's great.
Well, I mean, it's not good when you feel like you've like hit a wall and you don't know where to go next. Yeah. So that's why I like talk to friends about 3D modeling so I could at least attempt to like figure out this next step. So I'm feeling good about it because I was actually able to 3D model some stuff for my Cara Dune gun from The Mandalorian. That's the costume I just finished. So I was able to 3D model parts for that gun, and I don't know, it turned out like it worked. So
it's magic, right? It's just
Yeah.
like, and it's
pretty
way
cool.
harder to 3D print things than people think. It's not just magic to the point where you just click the button and make it go. You have to finish them and do everything else. But
Right.
yeah, it is really awesome that you figured out 3D modeling there, and then sculpting next, and then slash casting and everything. Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel kind of bad for your husband, like for real though, because I know when you're going to be sizing that and you're going to be pinning it on him and like plastic forming it over top of him, because I know that's what I would do.
Yeah,
with
I already
me.
have I have a torso that I've made of him.
Oh, okay,
I know
okay.
that as I make things though, I'm gonna be like, all right, we're making a calf today, and then
Yeah, like I need
we're
your
making
calf.
a forearm today, we're
all the
making your
time,
whole
yeah.
arm today, which will definitely happen. Next thing you know, I'll just have all these duct tape forms everywhere. I've got like some of his feet at my house from the last thing I made. I don't know.
It seems legit, yeah.
It sucks
random.
when it's not for you. It's a lot harder because you can't just like, all right, put pants on, take pants off, edit, put pants on, take off, edit, you know. But
Right.
Yeah, at least he's like there though all the time.
Well,
he's trying
he's
to build
there
stuff for people that
now
are in a
because
different
nobody
state.
can go anywhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Might as well. Now's a good time to do it then. Now's the
now
best
it's not
now's
the
a good
worst time.
time.
He goes in twice a week, so I mean that means he's home most of the time. So that helps.
You get your very own Yoshimitsu. Are you going to be another Tekken character, or are you doing is it from Soul Calibur?
This is a Tekken one. It's a Tekken version, which kind of bums me out because it would have been nice to have another back flag because I really like the back flags, but this one doesn't have it. It's more
that's okay.
Utilitarian, is that the word?
Yeah,
what's the word? Yeah, it's more like realistic, where Soul Calibur things are not as realistic.
They're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I like that not realisticness.
I'll bust out my paw when you guys get together, and I'll stand there in a leather jacket, and he'll stand there in everything else. My hair will just be straight up. That's it. That's the only thing I do for my paw.
That would be so hilarious. But you have to have a blonde wig though, just like.
No, actually, I just colored my own hair and put it straight up. Yeah, I've already done it a few times.
Awesome.
I actually made a foam one that was like an awful foam one, and nobody wants to see pictures of that.
Yeah,
Talk about lowering the bar right there. That one, I look like Bart Simpson.
Yeah, but you should like be Paul though. I actually do you know Ethan and Lauren?
Yeah, King and
Yeah, King. Oh my god, I love it.
No, Tekken's an amazing game. I've beaten the hell out of all my friends at Tekken for years now.
Yeah.
And I still think it's Chris English and I need to play, but he thinks he's good.
I didn't know that you were a Tekken person, James.
I am actually. Let's go.
Yeah. Now you called out the battle. That's like on and popping, my guy.
That'll be next week. We'll just not talk to anybody and just sit here and play.
Just play Tekken. Like put the screen down here, and then you guys play up here.
Yeah, you play it. Never mind.
We play Get the old stuff. That's awesome.
Are there any questions? I have not been paying attention to anything currently.
Mostly just statements on the other side. We really haven't had any questions, so I just kind of been popping statements on. But I do have another question.
Yeah.
Since you're like really into the international cosplay scene, after this, where do you see that going, and what do you see happening with the competitions? Because now there virtual we know kind of is good, but not bad. Like, where do you see the next step of competing in this, and what will people maybe learn, like on retrospect, looking back at old cons, like what should we do differently?
Like, where do you think, like how they're gonna change, like because of this, or?
Or what should they change?
I don't know if they will change anything. If things are supposed to go back to like normal, like. I don't know, because like internationally, like we pick people from these different competitions and we take them wherever, but I don't know if any of that stuff will really change. Like obviously things are going to be put off for now, but once they start picking back up, I think they'll happen fairly the same. I don't know.
I think I have one prediction on what will change. The live streaming on all of them will be way better, right? And people will be able to like actually introduce themselves better live stream, because everybody's used to this. Not everybody, but the one skill that everybody's pulling out of this like thing seems to be, being able to video chat, being able to get on a Zoom meeting and things like that. So I think the international cosplay can do that. And there's a lot of them that have really great shows, it seems like, but their actual like AV department just kind of drops the ball, right? On
Yeah,
streaming out.
I would hope that streaming in general would get better over the next however many months to year. Like that would be awesome. I think Twitch is probably doing super hot right now.
Yeah.
Therefore, meaning that that's going to expand. Hopefully, I would hope. So, and in ways that are not just going to affect the gaming community.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just always kind of like, just like I said, become a new person. I question and see like, what's the next steps of the community, and what's the next thing coming, and who are on the cutting edge of creating those next things. So that's the reason why I kind of asked that question. But we do have a question. Okay,
Oh,
we have a question from Kyra Wulfgar. There's her question.
thanks, baby.
If budget and time constraints were no issue, what would your dream costume be?
All right, I got this one first.
That's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
If budget and time constraints were no issue, because thanks for asking this question, baby, I would make you the best, most awesome costume ever. I know the one you would want.
Obviously.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. That's a really, really tough question, right? Like, no budget, a flying Iron Man suit that lets me fly around the world. Yeah, let's go. Like, let's go. You said no budget, so
no budget.
Yeah. Me and Elon Musk can just like hang out, and he'll like give me the money for it, and I'll just make it. Actually, I can't make that shit. Him and all of his engineers can do it. Maybe I'll just make it look cool at the very end.
We asking me too?
Yes, we're asking you too.
Okay.
Definitely you.
I pretty much make everything I want to make, but if we're just talking like things that I don't think that I'll do that I wish I could do, I've been wanting to make a legit as hell nightmare costume for like a long time. Yeah, like
Soul Calibur reference.
Yeah, and just a completely infected, like disgusting looking, and then the sword would have an eye that blinks.
Yeah, of course.
And looks around. Like, I don't know how to do that, but like, I mean, if it's unlimited, right? We can make it happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Money can go a long way when it comes to like prosthetics
like
and
that.
things looking around. Yeah, things like that.
Yeah. That's my answer for now, anyway.
That's your answer for now.
If I had a limited budget, I would probably do a lot of bit more group costumes and just make stuff for everyone.
Oh, make the entire group.
Yeah, make the entire group. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those would be cool. Like I'm trying to think of if it was me, I would make mask. I'd make everything mask.
The mask?
I knew you were going to say that.
No, the old cartoon. You remember the cartoon Mask? No,
with
you probably don't. You're probably too young. I'm just
with
old.
the cars.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's like it's my generation and his generation. Raise your hand if you're like old enough to remember Mask, because I'm proudly raising my hand because that was an amazing show.
Yeah, it was a great show. But they had really cool helmets and really cool like that all did stuff, and everything was movable. Like everything moved. Like they literally opened up and stuff. And so if I could just make helmets that literally and like
Nice.
I mean, if you have an unlimited budget, you can make the fucking cars too.
Yeah, I can make the cars too. That's what I'm saying, right? Make the
let's
whole
just get that semi truck that turns into like a missile silo and go.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's cosplay. Just cosplay.
It's cosplay. This is cosplay. Oh, that's great. That's great. So let's talk about commission a little bit. I know there's people out here that are that do some builds and are do commission work. What's some advice on how you decide if you're going to take a project, or what then do you charge for people, because that seems to be a huge question. I know that James seems to get quite a bit from people even when we're just randomly hanging out when he's talking to other makers.
You go. Well, it's just me, or you?
I'll go first. I'll let
you go because you take a lot more commissions than I do.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'll bust out the things I usually say. I always want to know: is it something fun? Is it something I want to do? Right? Is it something that like I can do? Is it something I've done before? Sometimes it's good if I haven't done it before, because that means that I get to learn new stuff. But yeah, all those things, and yeah, just in general, a lot of it depends on how busy we are, that sort of thing. I'm sure Brittany has plenty of other things to add. Go.
Not a bunch. Like, really, I don't do commissions all that often right currently, but when I do take commissions, I'm like, Like if 10 people were to contact me, I might only take one because that's the one I actually want to do because there's a very specific genre of things I like to do, and I'd prefer to just like take the one and then be like close for commissions and then like open up and be like I'm only taking one, and then I get another one that I want to do as opposed to like taking all these ones that I absolutely have nothing to do with my wheelhouse. People contact me about like making these like one tone like basically 3D printed pieces of thing, and I'm like that's like not like why would you even, that's not the thing that I do.
Yeah.
A lot of time I'm sure you get this too, like you get those things that are like that's not really what I do or like to do, or even anything that you would see on my Instagram or social media at all.
Typically those are the people I tell people to, those are the things that I tell people to send to us, right?
Yeah.
Because we actually will do those things. But
yeah,
I mean I feel you because you've said too that you're into making things like for competition. So
well,
you don't really
I
seem like the type of person that's doing a lot of commissions. And it's good that you do commissions, and I feel like you do them mainly for friends too, right? Or maybe
I do them only I just only take the ones that I like to do. Like if it's a Borderlands thing, I'll take that. If it's a World of Warcraft thing, I'll take that. Or, you know, something like that. But I don't want to do something basic that somebody else could do, like something that you would normally do, and then like I would do it, but it would like take me twice as long because it's like not the thing that I normally do. You know what I mean?
It's like if somebody brought a Borderlands gun to me or had a Borderlands gun to us, we've done Borderlands stuff. I mean, they should go to you. Honestly, you do a better paint job of Borderlands stuff than I do. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, I would just prefer to do those things because I have the most fun doing them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. That makes total sense. So what is your biggest fandom then? What is, if you could only do one thing, like one fandom, what would it be? And that would be your only fandom. That would be your niche work. What fandom?
You can't ever do another fandom again. You have to only stay there.
That would suck because you know how I am about like sticking with one thing. I can't do it. I'd probably.
It's a hypothetical.
It's hypothetical, but it would be a tough break between World of Warcraft and Borderlands.
Okay.
Because sometimes I do a World of Warcraft thing for a week and I'm like, oh my god, this sucks. It's taking me forever to paint. But then I could paint a Borderlands thing so much faster because it doesn't have to be as clean. And then I'm like, wow, that's really satisfying because I got it done really fast.
Right. That's understandable too.
Yeah, but I would hate to never be able to do a World of Warcraft thing again because I love the paint jobs that I can do with it. You know.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Warcrack anyway? It's pretty cool.
No, the old Warcrack.
I mean,
it's honestly it's amazing.
It's
cosplay, it's amazing stuff.
I might do another one next year for me, like costume wise. I don't know.
Now, have you been to BlizzCon?
I have never been to BlizzCon.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like you should because you do an amazing Warcraft stuff.
I know. Well, obviously not right now, but
yeah.
Maybe next year. I don't know. I think the Zach Fisher year would have been a good year to go. I just think that I had too many things going on in this same time frame, and I was just like, I literally just can't afford it this time because there's literally 2 other huge conventions that same month.
Right there. Yeah, that's my problem with it too, and it's also across the entire place from us.
Yeah, I mean,
by place, I mean nation.
It's like all the whammies in price. It's like the expensive ticket, it's the expensive flight, it's the expensive hotel, it's all the things. So, yeah, it just makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, I've never been either for those same exact reasons.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to have a really good costume, a really good reason to go. Like, I wouldn't mind bringing my troll costume out now. I think that would be super awesome to bring, but it has to be a year that I can even go.
Yeah, it's okay. We've covered this. There'll be other years.
I mean, being on a competitive level, like you being competition, do you see? I mean, this especially now, like I said, during this pandemic time, makers are becoming more important, being more known. Do you see being a maker become more of a mainstream thing for entertainment and for cosplay, where this becomes something where there's more sponsor money put behind it, so you're not paying for hotels, things like that? Do you see that happening in the future of the industry?
Makers getting more popular and mainstream?
Yeah.
I think that if the support is there on the platforms, yes. Like YouTube, I think it's already going to happen because YouTube doesn't really necessarily favor like non-maker, or they don't really yeah, they don't really like not favor makers, but like things like Twitch, like not to talk bad about Twitch, but like they don't favor makers. They just don't. Like you
Yeah.
could get somebody who's played video games on stream like for the very first time, and they could have a consistent 10 people watching, whereas a maker might have one person watching and they've already put in like 200 hours. So there's just not like previously there has just not really been that support for that community. So I would hope that through this that they would like be like, hey, check out our makers because they're doing really cool things, and Twitch, you know. But like certain platforms are going to do better over others. I would just hope that it would continue that way. Like it would support makers. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question too, because I feel like YouTube just is probably better for makers, mainly
Yeah.
because you don't have to be building and talking. And I feel like that's the hardest thing to do. That's actually why we're doing this right here instead of a live where I'm sitting here trying to tell somebody how to make something. I want to record videos and like do that and maybe voiceovers when I'm actually making something. But if I want to pay attention to the audience and the people that are out there, like in Twitch, I can't be building something at the same time. I've tried it and I think I
Yeah.
can, right? I kind of can,
Yeah.
even better than I think some other people can, but it's just a lot of effort. So I do
You're
think that
right.
Twitch doesn't really like go for that. And people are watching Twitch for games. I don't know. And that there it could be some other platform too. And I know I've said it on here a lot and we haven't actually added much to it, but I watch TikTok actually a lot. Like one of my favorite things to do is like I'm just bored, so I'm gonna be bored in the house for like 15 minutes and watch TikTok. So normally I'm not bored for very long, but I love the like maker videos on there too. They're like a 60-second like. I'd love to make more of those and make some of those for Wulfgar Weapons and Props and other things. But
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe that's another one.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like the things like the brush challenge and like stuff like that for cosplayers have been really
Yeah.
really adorable, and I actually wanted to do some of those when I was in my costume yesterday, but I was kind of up to the buzzer on that one. Yeah, I was like finishing my costume, like sun's about to go down. I'm like, I really need to take a video like right now, but uh we'll put it on another day. It'll be fine. But TikTok has been like a place that cosplayers have really been flocking to. You know, it's not like my favorite platform because of the way it's set up. Like I prefer Instagram and stuff like that. But I understand its entertainment value and stuff for sure.
Yeah. What's funny is I actually don't follow many cosplayers on there. I just follow like random makers and magicians and jugglers and like all kinds of.
I'm here for the transitions.
I'm here for just like whatever comes on my For You thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we're not going to keep you from your movie because we know it's getting about that time for you to start.
I have like 10 more minutes if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
exactly.
yeah,
It actually starts at 9:15, but like like
right. You gotta get those 15 minutes to get to the concession stand and make sure you're good.
He brought me the food. Unless you don't want me to be here, I don't have to be here if you don't want.
No. I would love to talk to you for 24 more minutes.
To you.
Not 25 though.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, 10 more minutes. 10, 15 more minutes is fine.
10 minutes is fine. Yeah, let's go 10 minutes.
Yep.
So people need to ask more questions. People ask them.
Yeah,
we're an open book.
Yeah,
we're an open book. I'm just like, look, I'm right here. Read the pages. I can't even do it. It doesn't make sense anyway.
I got a question for you. Another question for you. So, I mean, you're obviously an artist. What artists and art people, designers actually inspired you to get into art in the first place?
To get into art in the first place, or get into cosplay?
Art, because I mean, started there probably. Yeah, or both.
I mean, I've been into art as long as I can remember. I remember being in second grade and literally doing those like things. I don't know if you remember this, where you like take a piece of paper and you like write your name on it, and then you like fold it over, and then you like rub on the back of it, and then like it creates the imprint of your name. And then I used to like do those and like really stupid stuff like that, and like give them to people, and I'm like, I can make a business out of this. Second
You're
grade.
right there. Yeah.
Second grade. I was ambitious at the time. No, I've like always really liked art, and then DeviantArt was a thing for a while, and always really liked the gothic aesthetic and things like that, and I didn't really think there was much more beyond any of that. And then get older, conventions is a thing. I went to school for art, for a little bit, and realized I didn't like any of that stuff. Because we didn't have costume making in my college, so.
Right.
You didn't have costume
Yeah.
making at your college? I have no idea what.
I don't
No,
it's
they
weird.
do. They do
It's
now,
strange.
actually, in a couple places, but not when we were around.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would have been
Not
awesome.
back in
And I
the
think I have
day.
theater and stuff like that, but like the prereq for like even costume design was like, I don't know, like basic theater classes, and I'm like, I don't want to do that, and I don't know. But anyways, I figured out the things I didn't want to do. I knew I didn't want to paint. Knew I didn't want to draw. I knew I didn't want to do these other things that I've been doing for years. You're like asking me what artists I like, and I'm like, I don't know. I like deviant art. Like we didn't have like
The DeviantArt, yeah,
we
yeah,
had
that
deviant
makes sense.
art. I don't know. I'm more influenced now by artists like on Instagram and stuff. Like I don't just follow cosplayers. I follow people who make things like fabric moths that go on the wall, and like artists that you would like see at Artist Alley at conventions and stuff. I don't know.
Cute keychain.
Okay.
And cute
Nice.
keychains and things and chibis and
A little
All those
demolding
things.
videos.
nice,
I
nice.
don't know
Demolding
anybody
videos,
specifically.
yeah.
Like
There you
I
go.
pretty much know cosplayers now. Oh, and tattoo artists. I love tattoos. I have a bunch of tattoos.
Tattoo.
Well, you can't really see a bunch of tattoos, but I have a bunch of tattoos on my legs and stuff. But those are the type of
Nice.
artists that I like. I can't stick with one thing. If I was just looking at cosplayers all day long, I would hate cosplay because I can't do that.
I've had to take
That's
a
just-
step back from some of that too, actually, just because it's like I constantly am seeing people making things, and I start feeling bad that I'm not making things constantly.
Yeah. So I've been noticing people taking two completely separate routes with the quarantine. Some people are extremely motivated by it. They're like, yes, I have this time. Like, I'm so glad that I finally am able to do this stuff, and I don't feel pressured that there's a convention in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other people who are like, I've got this time, but like, I just can't work on this stuff right now. So I have to I understand both sides of it. Like there's some people
Right.
who are extremely motivated by it, and other people who hate that they don't have the constraints. You know?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
there's
sense.
other people who are working their ass off now too. So like I know some people who were cosplayers who are nurses and doctors. And yeah, by the way, they're not they don't know what time of day it is. Like it's just they're
Yeah.
gone. And
Right.
EMTs and stuff like that. So there are a lot of people out there too that are working really like round the clock as
Yeah.
well. So it depends on the type of position you're in. And I found myself being pretty busy as far as like when we were and we still are making some PPE stuff, but we were bashing out a bunch of different designs and things for PPE. So that got me really busy, and I was trying to figure out all that whole new community of people. So that was a whole different thing that we hadn't worked on here. It was same skill sets, but different things.
Nice. Well, we have another question for you, Brittany, from Kyra, and she wanted to know you've learned
Thanks,
3D modeling, and now she wants to know what are you going to do? What's the next skill you're going to learn to put underneath your belt?
Well, obviously I'm gonna do the sculpting thing with 3D modeling, but after that, what am I gonna do? There was a couple of things I was between. I think I need to learn electronics a little bit better. I do. Not for this project, but I have to do the sculpting and casting stuff. I'm really not. I haven't had anybody to sit me down and do it yet, so that's why I haven't really fully immersed myself in like sculpting an entire helmet and then casting it. Like there's videos on it, but I need somebody to walk me through the very first one so that I know I can do the second and third one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, so maybe I'll like sculpt a tiny thing with somebody and be like, okay, now how do we do a 2-part mold with silicone and keys and stuff? Like I in theory I know it, but like I kind of just need somebody to be like, it's okay, Brittany, you're doing good, you're doing it right.
Or no,
Nice.
stop, wait on that one.
No,
Yeah, like
no,
don't do
no,
that
don't
yet.
forget
Yeah.
the keys.
So that's
You're gonna have
really where
regrets.
somebody comes in. That experienced person with you, like you can know what
Yep.
you're doing, but then when they just say,
Yep.
wait, stop, like don't do that one yet, or you
Oh,
might have
you
not
didn't
mixed
put
that
mold
enough.
release on it. What were you thinking?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, sounds like an issue. Well, we have another awesome question. This is actually a really good one. This is from Abraham Broham Para. How difficult was it for you to network with other cosplayers when in your early years?
Me or
That's
him
actually
or both?
both of you. Actually, that's a
Okay.
good one. I've actually
Yeah, that's a good one.
never got because it seems like there's a lot of people in the group, and everyone seems really cool. Every person I've met that's in the community, it seems really cool. But it also probably could be hard, right, to a point.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. You can go
want to take
first.
this? Okay, cool. I'll
You can
go
go
first. It was pretty challenging when I first started because like I said, I was really kind of conscious on like what my costume was doing, and what it looked like, and I wasn't really like going up to people. Um, that was the first convention. The first convention, I really was just hanging out with like my wife, my roommate at the time, and the friend that I came with, and we went to the costume contest. And I met some people, and that was the key. I met like 3 or 4 people that literally I became friends with on Facebook, and then they introduced me to a bunch of people, and I now have pictures from that same convention of me hanging out with a whole bunch of people I'm really good friends with now. I
Aww.
had no idea, right? And there's people in like the background, and I'm in the background of people's pictures, and like years later we realized, oh, this was a thing that happened, and we were there, and oh, I remember that costume contest or that thing. So it was rough originally because you want to talk to people, and but once you get in on that, like you realize that people can do it once you start and you can go. And now I'm just, I love introducing other people to other people, right? So and a lot of why I do that is because that's what people did to me, right, and helped me with. So getting other people to like introduce you, and even if it's not just like a straight introduction, but just a hey, this person does really good work, you should talk, bye, okay, and then I'm leaving now. Like I do that at convention halls all the time. Um, Mainly because it just breaks that little bit of ice, and half the time they're probably like, who the hell's that guy? I don't know, fucking bye, right? Right. So that might be a thing too, but at least they have an excuse to talk if they want to. So yeah, I mean it's tough at the beginning, but it's find people who want to connector people, networking people, and do that. Also, the other thing, I know it's a really long answer, but I had my kid, and when I had my kid 7 years ago, he's 7 now. So when I was like up with him at night, I was on Facebook, and that's where I met and hung out with and talked with a ton of people, literally replying to comments and just friending people left and right and here and there. And I met a lot of people and networked through that, and actually became pretty good friends with people just on Facebook because I was just like, that was what I did. Instead of playing a game on my phone or something with my kid, like in my lap, trying to rock him back to sleep. I remember so many sleepless nights where I was just on Facebook, like chatting with Night Mage, or that's where I met like Freddie Nova and a couple other people just on that way. So that's how I knew them.
That is a very similar story to me. I didn't have a lot of confidence at the beginning of cosplaying. Like I didn't know people. Obviously, it was a really tough start. It probably, I would think, would be easier now. I would think. I don't know. I don't know if it's
Maybe.
similar or not. But uh, mostly a lot of the same as that. Since I've gained confidence in like talking to people, now I can just be like, "Oh, I like your costume. Oh, you like Star Trek? Oh, let's talk about this thing." Like I could pretty much strike up a conversation with anybody I know I've got a similarity to now. Um, and conventions has really opened me up a lot. uh, I used to be, I mean, I'm still kind of shy, like when I meet new people, but like I open up a lot faster than I did before, and introducing to new people, like what you do, like you see 2 people, this person really wants to meet this person, you're like, oh yeah, do you know my friend Jasmine?
Oh yeah.
She would really like to, she does this thing and she makes this costume, you should talk, you know, because I know that I've been in this position and I didn't have this in between person to help me talk to this person, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I try to help other people out however I can, but at the beginning things were really tough. Like when we were in Maryland, the community was not, it didn't, maybe it just didn't feel as accepting because I was so not open to things, but I didn't really like get into the community, like really get into it until I joined the Borderlands cosplay group, which is like a Facebook group. But
Mm-hmm.
I met a bunch of people at ColossalCon that were in Borderlands costumes, and I ended up becoming like, I look back on that day, I can look back at those pictures in 2015, and those are people that I'm friends with now, and it's so crazy to look at that picture and be like, I'm friends with like over half of those people because of this
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
you know? And that's kind of what started me on this trip, like making cosplay even more positive than it was before. Like I already liked it, but it cemented it by getting all of these friends. And if I didn't have these people in this community, I wouldn't have anything. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
So,
And you do the same thing that I think I do a lot of is you try to pay it forward and like you're saying,
yes.
meeting people and introducing people. And so maybe it is easier now, maybe it's not, but at least I think there are people who like understand that struggle more, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also it's rough too because now Instagram, I feel like Instagram I can't talk to anybody on. I know other people can, but it's more like this is my cool shit. This is look at my gallery. And that's it. Like and that's why I like Facebook better, but Instagram's also awesome for some people, yeah.
Instagram is where I'll meet people. Facebook is where I keep people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I find somebody and I've talked enough with someone, I'm like, hey, friend me on Facebook, and then we kind of go from there. See if that's the person I actually want to be friends with. Most of the time, I have to meet somebody in person though. Usually.
Oh yeah. See, I'm not that guy at all. I literally accept friend requests like constantly.
Well, at this point, if I freaking keep adding everybody who wants to add me, I will never be able to see anybody's anything on Facebook. So
yeah, that's a problem. It's kind of a problem.
You're like, yep, that's a problem I have.
It's not all the time, right? Like you can also go through. I'm pretty good about like when I meet somebody to be like, I want to see you sometimes, and I want to see you.
Yeah.
Like my wife and the guys in the shop, I have like see first on them.
Yeah.
So you have to manage it, but yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That's awesome. Well, once again, we'd like to thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. For the people that don't know you and that are watching or going to see this in the feed later, do you want to give them all your social media handles and where they can find you and check out all your work?
Yeah, I am at Ginoza Costuming, Ginoza Costuming on literally everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I mostly use Instagram, not gonna lie.
IG.
But
love IG.
Yeah, I like it. It's where the artists go. That's where I like to keep my. It's basically like DeviantArt, but for adults.
I thought that was fans only, but
yeah. No, I mean
OnlyFans or something. I don't know.
OnlyFans, there's a lot of that too. I'm not on there yet.
Right. No, I've only got those 3 things, but yeah, you can consistently find me there.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm James Wulfgar, Wulfgar Weapons and Props. You're watching the channel right now on Facebook, but you can find us on Instagram on Wulfgar Weapons and Props. We go back and forth between Wulfgar Weapons and Wulfgar Weapons and Props. It's WULFGAR, and it's on my shirt right here. But thanks for watching, and thanks for coming. And by the way, I'll let him do this, like sign out. I don't want to do that.
Oh, we're out.
No, we're out. Well, goodbye then.
This is Shop Talk, and we're out of here. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.